Buckle up, everybody. You made it. This is the inaugural episode of Hubworld, the podcast about video games, pop culture, and medieval UFC fighting.
Wow, we did
Look it up. That's a thing.
It's a thing that we're doing, and we're totally going to talk about the entire time this time.
I am one of your hosts, Carter Harrell. Okay, now you say... Okay, now you tell your name to them.
Oh, that's my name. Yeah. Okay. And I'm your other host, Daniel Elliott, and we have a...
Oh, man, you goofed that one up real bad.
Oh, no.
This is so embarrassing for you. Well, that's our podcast, everybody. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, all right. Awesome. We do have a really fantastic show for you. This, whenever you're listening to it, we will have some The Game Awards predictions and personal picks, along with maybe some news. We'll find out. And then we will have our post viewing reaction of the Game Awards and talk about what happened. And then we have a very special segment where we will do some naming, some claiming, some reframing of some gaming.
Wow.
I don't necessarily know how all those go together. I just know that they rhymed, but we'll have some fun talking about some names of games.
Well, I'm very much looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really fantastic episode.
You know, I just realized as I'm speaking, I feel like one of the things we need to establish right off the bat is a Hubworld official mouth to microphone distance, because I feel like that kind of defines the podcast.
Yes.
If you think about it, because we could go like right into the microphone, like NPR style.
It's absolutely correct, because see, mouth distance in life in general is very overrated. You know, we don't think about mouth distance.
Or we could back it up and be like more YouTubers, like overly enthusiastic about it.
Hey, welcome to my channel. This sounds awesome. Sorry for exploding your eardrums, everyone.
And we could apologize every episode for not making a video in a long time and for being sick every episode, like the YouTube cliches. You know what I mean?
Oh boy. See, I don't even live in the YouTube world, to be completely honest. Like that's
probably
just
a good thing.
It's way over my head. I don't have it. I don't live there. My soul does not reside in the soul chamber known as the YouTube.
And I do live too much in the YouTube, and that's why I know about medieval UFC fighting.
Oh, see, now we made it back. We're here.
Because you fall into a hole, and it's not hard to get into. And then, you start off watching something informative, and then you end up watching people fight with swords and shields in a UFC cage.
So you're really not kidding.
I am not kidding. Look it up.
I was like, fun goof, Carter. When we talk about UFC in medieval times.
That's a real thing.
So, hey, do you want to do this cool segment of the show?
Do I?
Yeah.
We've got a brand new segment / game, and Daniel, you're going to tell us all about it right now.
Okay, so imagine, dream with me. Dream with me right now.
My eyes are closed.
Yeah, we're going to... Again, I'm going to make sure I have optimal mouth distance. Okay, put the speaker up next.
Okay, so
This is going to be an ASMR description also. Maybe, if I don't know how to do ASMR motions with my mouth, but I can at least do the distance.
Perfect.
Let me tell you that what we are going to do is we are going to take some video game titles.
Existing video game
titles. And what we're going to do is we are going to change, add, remove one letter to these titles to create something even better than what they originally were.
So it's basically we're game developers, except we don't have to do all the hard work of coming up with the original idea. We just get to steal people's ideas and make them funnier.
One letter at a time.
What do we call this game, Daniel?
Letter at a time.
How about letter I barely know her?
And here we are, folks, with our new segment, Letter I Barely Even Know Her. Carter, do you want to hit us up with number one?
Okay, so I've got a couple ideas here. Some of them are serious. Some of them are not. And this is probably not the best first idea because it might be cheating a little bit with the letters because I am adding one letter, but I think I might be shuffling them around a little bit.
That's fine. That's fine.
My idea is
that's okay with me.
Fieri Emblem.
Oh. Oh, we're starting with a special one, aren't we? Oh my goodness.
Okay, I have a confession. I have not played a Fire Emblem game.
Okay.
But I have watched a lot of diners, drive-ins, and dives.
Oh, Triple D
I've
all
never
the way.
actually seen Guy Fieri cook anything. As far as I know, he just watches other people cook and then he eats it and says dope stuff.
Says cool words after. Yeah.
Yeah. And so how do we gamify this?
Okay. So Fire Emblem is a strategy tactics game that involves people that you can also make kiss.
Oh,
so here's a really
great.
Interesting dynamic now that we have Guy Fieri inside of our new fight people, but then also build relationships and make them kiss simulator.
Okay, so you're incorporating the saying dope stuff into, like, I feel like we could do, it's like a voice recognition kind.
Yes. Okay. All right. Yep.
Okay. We make this a Connect exclusive.
Oh my goodness gracious.
And then next Game of the Year awards, we will get Connect Game of the Year by virtue of being literally the only Connect Game of the Year.
Oh yes.
So like, okay, so there's some cooking happening somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Maybe this is like a multiplayer experience where like you're cooking mama style.
Yeah.
And I am saying Guy Fieri
the good cool words. Yeah.
And it could be like a Dance Dance Revolution kind of thing where I will say something and then it will grade me. It'll be like good, great, perfect, or something like that.
Slamming out of this world.
Exactly. And and speaking of mouth to microphone distance, you have to stand very far away from the microphone, so you're forced to yell everything, kind of like Guy Fieri.
Yeah, you got to have the good Triple D volume.
Like, you'll like flip a nice burger, and I'll be like, "Welcome to Flavortown," and then it'll be like, "Great job," and then. Because, here's the thing. My favorite part of diners, drive-ins, and dives is the very beginning where he's in his convertible and he's screaming to the cameraman
so loudly
to the lane over.
He knows that it's like 12:30 at night and you're trying to just go to sleep. So you're like, let's just throw Triple D on. And he's like, hey, don't go to sleep. I need to yell at you right now so you can watch my wonderful eating television show.
And then, okay, so you get points for saying like Guy Fieri classics, and then you get points for inventing your own Guy Fieri-isms.
Oh my goodness. It's there's your RPG elements, is that you upgrade your vocabulary as you go on. That's exactly how that's going to work.
Unlock a new phrase, and then you're like, throw on your chow chow pants.
Get your jelly bean tongue mouth ready to engage. Yeah.
Wow.
So
I love this.
I think the last aspect of this that I want is, I was trying to think about Flavortown.
Yeah.
So I think this is going to be Journey to Flavortown. So maybe we can even say Fieri Emblem Journey to Flavortown, and that's the Fire Emblem element of, as you are going to different maps.
Yes.
It's all of these different cooking challenges on the road to Flavortown.
Wow, I love this. And you and your co-op partner switch off cooking and saying dope stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Guy Fieri Emblem Journey to Flavortown.
Yeah, and instead of maybe kissing other humans, you just kiss the food because it's so good.
He basically does.
Yeah.
Wow. Man, that was an amazing game, right quick.
Okay.
All right, Daniel, you're up.
Strong. Okay, so I don't know if you've ever played. Have you ever played any stealth action games, my friend?
Are we talking like Assassin's Creed?
A little bit.
I've played all the Assassin's Creed.
Let's turn back the clock a little bit.
Okay.
So
Assassin's Creed's based like way back, so that's about as far back as the clock can turn. Even farther back?
Imagine we go back even further. So earlier when I was talking about Death Stranding, and I was like, please inject me with Hideo Kojima. Just let that happen. So I'm gonna keep that theme. Are you familiar with the Metal Gear Solid?
Quite.
Okay. Let me suggest to you Metal Rear Solid. This is a new stealth action game where your bottom area is just solid
really
metal,
real hard.
Yeah, and so it's still stealthy, but you got to manage the butt weight and sound of it hitting. But the only way you can attack is via the time-tested butt stomp
Wow. And so like maybe there's like a shield mechanic where like you're getting shot at and you can turn around.
You can just turn and take
and
it.
you kind of having to look over your shoulder, so it's like a little bit hard to aim and the controls are reversed.
Yeah, and for some reason you're also kind of Mario, so it's like it's me and a Mario as you're getting shot in the butt and taking it from the metal.
So like when you know how he goes in his cardboard box and like scoots along, I feel like he's scooting along, and then like the guard turns his head and you just hear clunk.
Yeah. It's part of it's an extra level of stealthiness that you have to deal with.
I'm into that.
Yeah, and of course this is going to have a wild storyline, you know, in different bosses and
I feel like maybe bosses with like metal components of their own, like metal body parts. So you're like fighting Metal Face and Metal Arm. And
that's true. Even in a lot of Metal Gear games, a lot of the bosses are themed, and so maybe it could be the other different metals, competing metals on the periodic table. So that's actually what the bosses are called. It's called the periodic table.
Wow.
So you are a stealth action game going up against the entire periodic table.
Wow. Metal Rear Solid.
Metal Rear Solid, ladies and gentlemen. Look out.
Dang. Yeah. 2 for 2.
Yeah.
Look at us go. Okay, my next one is is a game I would love to play. Pokemon Nap. So we all remember the classic Pokemon Snap on N64. The original Pokemon Go, you could say, or I guess Pokemon Go was the sequel, the unofficial sequel to Pokemon Snap.
That's not bad.
Pokemon Snap is wonderful. You play it in about 30-45 minutes and it's over, but it's really great. And so here's what I'm thinking with Pokemon Nap. Okay. So let's say you're playing a mainline Pokemon game. You're in, you're walking along.
Yeah.
And you're like, man, I just got this new Growlithe, but I don't want to train it to level it up. Where do you take it?
You take it to
take it to the daycare.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know the Pokemon daycares. AKA Naptown. That's what we call it. That's kind of our shorthand for it.
Colloquialism, yeah.
So we make a Pokemon daycare game.
Oh my gosh.
That's basically like Nintendogs.
Oh my gosh.
But with Pokemon.
Yep. Is this like a Tamagotchi also kind of situation?
Oh yeah. So you're feeding them, you're playing with them.
Yeah.
You're trying to make them sleep, you're trying to make them cooperate, except it's basically Nintendogs, except they can like light you on fire.
Yeah, so
and they can basically destroy you.
Much more careful with the temperament management aspect of this simulation game.
Exactly. Yeah. So like you have to get super creative with maybe you need to bring a Jigglypuff in to sing the Pokemon to sleep.
Oh my goodness.
And you might get like a real easy little Bellsprout that's real easy to take care of, and then you get like a Feraligatr. That
you just hit me. You just said something to me right now that did a lot. That broadsided me.
Yeah.
Okay, so go with me here. So is this going to be a free to play game?
It can be.
Because what if it was and the Jigglypuffs were like only spend $3.99 and you can get 5 Jigglypuffs.
I hear microtransactions are really hot
super hot right now in the industry.
You know what we should have done? We should have just made this a podcast where we review microtransactions.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Pokemon, oh man, this would make a good VR game, but I don't know if we want to. I mean, like a job simulator type thing, except you're just getting Pokemon after Pokemon, taking care of them.
Well, even Pokemon Snap could be a Pokemon Snap 2 in VR and it'd be great. That's just so legitimately good. So there's a VR free to play Pokemon management simulation.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely down.
I mean, honestly, I feel like it can be so dangerous that you can introduce some fighting elements into it because like if an Onyx shows up, you're gonna have some issues. Like,
how are you gonna make that Onyx go to sleep?
It's like that one really difficult kid, except it's like 100 feet tall and it's made of giant boulders.
Yeah. Pokemon Nap, everybody. Check it out on
You're welcome, world.
Nintendo VR unnamed system.
Oh, well, that needs to be our next idea. We need to make a Nintendo VR. And speaking of Pokemon, Daniel.
Well, did you know actually that we have some breaking news? Detective Pikachu, Great Detective Pikachu, is a video game. Okay, I cannot not talk about this. Great Detective Pikachu is a 3DS game in Japan only.
That exists.
It does not exist in the USA.
And it's a real game.
It's a real game. Apparently it is. And check this out. Actually, no, this is the Wikipedia description of this game.
Oh, go for it, please.
The game follows a peculiar talking Pikachu who, despite not being as powerful and nimble as other Pikachu of its kind, is rather intelligent and claims to be a great detective. One day, Pikachu encounters a boy named Tim Goodman who is able to understand what he is saying. Thus, the two begin working together to solve various mysteries revolving around Pokemon in the city.
Wow.
That is a real video game that exists.
Does this exist in the Pokemon universe? That's my question.
I don't know.
Because I feel like there's already a lot of weird questions about the Pokemon world, like do people eat Pokemon?
Yeah.
Or
what's the best side item that goes with a Pokemon dish?
No joke. I saw a picture the other day. It was a screenshot of a Pokemon episode, and Misty, so there was like a Ghastly or a Haunter, and she was holding up a cross, like a crucifix.
Oh, no.
And so people were like, is Jesus in Pokemon world? Like, is there a Messiah figure?
Oh my goodness.
I don't know, man. Maybe it's Mew. I don't know.
Oh, it could be Mew. I was just thinking Ash Ketchum. Gotta catch them all.
Yeah,
gotta catch all the souls.
Wow. I don't know why I didn't think of that.
That's okay.
But speaking of Detective Pikachu.
Yeah, so there's some actual breaking news about this.
Yes.
So even though this video game does not exist in the US of A, it only exists currently in Japan, there is going to be an American released film about this. And so there was some casting news today.
I always dreamed that there would be a Pokemon movie, but I'm not like this.
Yeah, finally a Pokemon movie.
A live action Pokemon movie.
Yes, live action. That's key. All right, so before I tell you this, Carter, if somebody had to ask you a question and they said, hey, Mr. Harrell, who should be cast as Pikachu? What would you say?
I'm thinking like Danny DeVito.
Danny, that's an interesting choice. I was thinking more like, I don't know, any just kid that likes it, because Pikachu doesn't talk. I know that Pikachu talks now.
Yeah,
but I can't
think so.
That doesn't exist in my brain. Did you know that in fact, actually, Deadpool Ryan Reynolds is going to be Pikachu?
Man, this is a joke, right?
I really legitimately thought it was an Onion article that it was Ryan Reynolds to play Pikachu in a live action movie was the headline. That's not a headline. That's not a real headline.
What a time we are living in.
Like, this is Deadpool Ryan Reynolds we're talking about, okay? Deadpool is a very foul individual. Yeah. And now, so is Pikachu going to be speaking words? First of all, is Pikachu going to be speaking words? Yes, I guess so.
Yeah, I guess
and
so.
And now they're going to be dirty.
No, Ryan Reynolds
backwards.
just does the noises. He's just doing Pika Pika.
Oh, can you hit me up with what that sounds like, please?
As Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah.
A Pika Pika.
See? Okay, all right, do it one more time for posterity.
Pikachu, baby.
Oh, see, now you can have the text tone for everyone out there. That's what we're about to get right now. Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu, as a detective, great detective Pikachu. I don't understand.
Not just Pikachu.
No,
Detective
this is
Pikachu.
a very absurd idea, and that's all we really need to say about it. I just couldn't let that sit inside my soul and body anymore.
Well, I very much look forward to seeing it in theaters.
Yeah, we may have to. Carter.
Yes, Daniel.
I know that typically you like to do musical things.
I do.
From time to time. Have you ever played any of those rhythm games that are musical?
I played Guitar Hero a little bit too much back in the day.
Yeah.
Unless
okay.
you're talking to more like Rhythm Heaven, like.
What? Have you ever played the Just Dance series?
Oh, exclusively.
Okay, well then you might like my new game coming up soon. It's called Just Pants. And I know that changing the D to a P doesn't mean pants that you wear, but it is in this case.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
So just pants.
Just pants. So here's the thing about me that I really enjoy in video games is character creation. I spend way, 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 way too long making this perfect character in every video game. So imagine an incredible character creation suite. Just all the options you could ever want to create the perfect character.
Now, are these people or are these just pants?
So here's the deal. It's just pants. That's the only
like
thing.
A
is
designer
it's just
game kind of thing.
Yeah.
You've got your denim, your khaki, your corduroy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, any kind of pants you could want. You can mix and match. You want polka dotted Jinkos? Of course you do.
Wow.
So you can make them.
I mean, I always have. I didn't know until just now.
Yeah,
but...
now you do. It's just pants.
Wow.
Right? And so once the character creation suite is done, you might think, okay, now what? It's just pants. It's just pants, dude. Just pants. It says here. Revolution, we're taking over.
Okay, so the character creation screens ends and then credits roll and it goes, I don't know what you're expecting. Just pants.
Welcome to Just Pants. You want to do something else? Okay, you can make some more pants.
You can buy another game. Because this game is
just pants.
Just pants.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Wow. I feel like we have a real money grab on our hands.
Yeah, I apologize for my post-apocalyptic throat noises right now.
I feel like maybe you can scan your real pants into the game.
Oh my gosh, Pants Amiibos. Pants Amiibos are coming.
Okay, so we get like Nintendo licensed pants, and there's like a code in the belt loop that you can scan into the game.
Yeah.
And then that makes the game even shorter. Then you scan your pants, and then it's like, just pants.
Yeah. You ever wanted to see your real pants in a video game? Well, now you can with the new Pants Amiibo functionality in Just Pants.
Maybe you can share your pants with friends on like a social networking aspect.
Oh, yeah.
Or no, just pants.
No, it's just pants, and then but then there's like the Miiverse for pants. There's like the pants verse.
Oh, okay.
You can also mix and match and comment and like and subscribe to other people, other pants designers.
Right. So you can like a friend will comment on mine being like, I really like the hem on these jeans, and then my mom's gonna comment on it and say, like, what else do you do in this game? And then I will comment and say, sorry, mom, just pants.
This is just pants. And so, of course, you can make this a yearly thing. Just Pants 2017, Just Pants 2018, and then
the styles are always a changing.
Yeah, I know. So, that's the thing. Right now, every game has to be a game as service, and
You're
today's
very right.
time. And so we could have the seasons. Springtime fashion for your pants.
Wow, we get snow pants.
Snow pants, summertime. Hey, guess what?
Cutoffs.
Guess what else is pants?
Just
swimsuits, my friend. So now we have the swimsuit update on Just Pants. So
gosh,
yeah, the possibilities are literally endless.
It's a gold mine.
Yeah.
Well, look forward to Just Pants. I guess it would be 2019, right? Because the year ahead comes. Or
that's right.
We still have a few days.
Yeah.
I feel like it won't be that hard to develop. I mean, after all, it is Just Pants.
It is Just Pants. I don't know. Maybe we could get it. Maybe we can get it done. Watch out. Look out in your stores, everyone.
That was amazing.
No, Just Pants.
How about Goat Stimulator? Okay. Moving on.
Cool. All right.
I feel, no, we want to keep this podcast E for everyone.
E for everyone.
I actually originally thought that E for everyone would be a good name for this podcast, but then I realized that people might think that it's about like children's games.
Yeah.
So I don't want to go that route. Okay, no, that's not an actual submission. My other submission that I have is moral combat.
Oh, this is good.
I feel like there's a few directions we could go. I mean, the first thing that I'm just thinking of are the morality.
Mm-hmm.
Befriend him.
Well, it makes me think that that's what they were looking for in the earlier games anyway, because eventually they started having the friendship endings.
You're right.
That you could do.
Friendship.
So the foundation for Mortal Kombat has been there the whole time.
Flawless equality.
Excellent compliment.
Yeah, so I mean, it could just be like a niceness competition. Okay, well, before we go down that rabbit hole, I would also say my second option is kind of like an ethical, like conundrum, like you can pull a switch. There's like a train coming. It's like one of those classic scenarios where there's a train coming.
Yeah.
And it's gonna kill two people, and you can pull a switch to make it kill the other person.
Yeah.
But then it's like, it's
moral quandaries.
Utilitarianistic fatality.
Unfortunate realities of our life situation.
It could just be like an ethical teaching tool.
Yeah. I really like that.
I kind of like more the idea of like befriending your opponents to death.
Yeah.
Get over here for a hug.
That would be really good. I wish I knew more of what the Mortal Kombat people say during battle. I'm like,
I don't know the characters very well. I know there's Sub-Zero and that's it.
Yeah, just Sub-Zero and
Yep.
Scorpion.
Oh, yeah, there's another one.
Yeah. But the idea for Mortal Kombat, though, I think is something. It's kind of like, you know, how they always have these dialogue choices that you can make. What if it was that, but also you could punch someone with your heart?
Wait, is this real? Like you're ripping your heart out and punching somebody with it, or it's more just like a metaphorical heart punch?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I love that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Multi-platform
KO.
success. Mortal Kombat, though, is a very good idea.
Well, that's next on when we have a running list already of games that we need to learn how to make video games and then make.
Yeah.
All right, Daniel, hit us with possibly our last submission. Or, we can go as long as we want.
Let me run you through. So I had some pre-listener submissions. I know that this is still episode 1, but I made a clarion call out to some folks, and they gave me some really good stuff.
Awesome.
I'm going to start with some submissions from my friend Luke, who really killed the game when
Shout out to Luke.
Shout out to Luke.
We're not going to say your full name, just Luke.
What up?
Could be any Luke.
So we like the Zelda games, you know?
We do.
What would you say is your favorite Zelda game?
Oh gosh, it's a toss up between Breath of the Wild and Wind Waker, I would say.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So mine would be Breath of the Wild or probably Ocarina of Time. Let me tell you about a new idea called The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Tim. It's Ocarina, but instead of Navi, it's a little Tim Allen.
Tim Allen?
Yeah. So
instead of hey listen, you get
Yeah, that's exactly it. That's exactly 100% it. And so then, you know how even I'm willing to say that the owl would be in on it. And so instead of burr, 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 as soon as that owl shows up, it's a burr, 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 da, da, da.
So like we replaced the whole soundtrack with the Home Improvement theme song.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then whenever you do anything.
So it's
like
still Link. It's just Navi that's replaced with Tim Allen.
Yeah, just a little Tim Allen just flying next to you.
Oh man.
Yeah, no, it's very good.
Here's my question:
Mhm.
Do we bring in some? What was the Santa Claus movie? Was it called Santa Claus?
The Santa Claus.
Do we bring in some Santa Claus?
Yeah,
into this equation.
I think if there was ever going to be a wintry world, which I guess doesn't really exist in
like
Ocarina.
like a holiday DLC.
Yeah, there we go. Santa Claus DLC. So that is the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Tim coming soon. Also, Assassin's Crepe.
Assassin's Crepe, the
Yep.
best kind of crepe.
Yeah,
Wow.
I know.
I honestly, I don't know if you have any ideas for this, but I would love to hear you go anywhere with this.
Okay, yeah. Here's what I think
Mhm.
is that I think it would just be a tech demo of just the like most murderous looking crepe that you've ever seen, and you just get to look at it.
Oh, okay.
That's what I think. Because there was an
Okay,
aspect of
I like that.
Final Fantasy 15. You could cook food, and it had the best food graphics of any
Oh.
game I've ever seen. But this would top that.
Oh, okay. So
Assassin's
we
Creed.
make just like a really great food looking game.
Yeah, it'd be
Wow.
so good. It'd be worth it. Wait a minute. It's so good. It's to die for.
Hey!
That's it.
Coming next year is the sequel to Just Pants. Pants versus Zombies.
Oh my goodness gracious!
And it's where you take the pants that you designed at Just Pants and you pit them against a zombie army.
Yeah, that's good because then it's got the save file transfer system that you can really take ownership of what you did and all the hard work you made in making Just Pants. But now there's some zombies, I guess. Maybe
Yeah, I don't really know what the combat mechanics would be of a
Yeah.
pants game on the pants side.
Well, I think you could take all of the pants you had together and they could just form up like a transformer.
Oh, like a mech, pants mech.
Yeah, pants mech game. That's yes.
I feel like it'd be very kicking heavy just because of the nature of pants. And
Could be unless the pants got together to form a giant old hand and they just
Then
slap
anything's game.
the zombie.
I like that.
And you can say the tagline could say, "You ever been slapped by pants?" that's what you can do in this game now.
Wow, people are gonna wonder, this could have been anything else, like why pants? And the answer is just pants.
Just pants. Sorry. Was the original game called Just Furts? No. So you couldn't change it into just shirts.
No.
Just pants.
Our hands were tied.
And so are our legs in our pants.
Oh gosh.
Can I tell you one more? We
Go
don't even
for it.
have to. This name was just so good. Like it literally, I sat with it for like an hour.
I want to hear it.
This is still from Luke. Thank you, Luke. So you know, we fit.
I do.
We lit.
Wow, this could go any number of directions.
I know it really could. I just wanted to shout that one out. Also, just 3 more names that I thought were really good that we can think about another
A little
time.
rapid fire.
Yeah, rapid fire. This is from my buddy Logan. Thank you, Logan. You know, NBA Live. How about NBA Love?
Ooh.
Dating simulator where you just pick your favorite NBA players.
Oh, okay.
Don't know if they date each other or date you. Who knows? Could go anywhere.
Love that.
This is from my buddy Adam T. Thank you, Adam T. There's a bunch of those. Horizon Zero Lawn, an open yard game about the post-apocalyptic struggles of lawn care.
An open yard game.
Yeah.
Wow.
Open yard game. And this is from my
Love
buddy
that.
Corey. Thank you, Corey. Metal Gear Solid 4, Buns of the Patriots.
So is this a tie-in to Metal Gear Solid? That's my question.
It is both a tie-in of Metal Gear Solid and Fieri Emblem. It's like a triple crossover.
Wow, we've got a lot of crossover action happening.
I know, it's very good.
Wow, I love that.
Yeah. So thank you everyone who sent those in.
Thank you
we
everyone
may do this again
for
and ask
joining
some
us
more.
on this. Oh wait, no, maybe we should do it like Guy Fieri does from his convertible. Like that's all right here, right now on Letter. I barely know her.
That's absolutely it.
Wow.
Thank you for that.
Thank you,
So-
everyone.
So the second piece of news that we had today is, in fact, the Game Awards are happening tonight.
Absolutely, and we are very excited, and we are having our own Hubworld Game Awards of sorts.
Yeah. So what do you say, go down the categories? So this is before the Game Awards.
Yes,
are
the Game Awards are
happening.
happening very soon, like within the hour.
Yes, and so clearly we have not watched it yet.
Correct.
We don't know anything about it. We
Mm.
don't have any industry insiders or anything. So we'll go down the categories, and I think we'll do some predictions and see what we think will happen, and also maybe talk about what our personal picks for these are.
I feel like the majority of the time, my prediction and my personal pick are usually the same, but there's a few that are a little different, and then a few that I still have not decided on, to be honest. But
Yeah,
Go
some
for it.
game time decisions. Yeah. Okay, so we will leave the coveted Game of the Year award for last. The next one I have on this list is Best Game Direction. So that is Wolfenstein 2. That is Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. That is The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild. That is Super Mario Odyssey. And that is Horizon Zero Dawn. Carter, what's your prediction for this one?
well, it depends. What is best game direction? Because I've seen this.
yeah.
I've seen this category, and it's like kind of notoriously like what is the difference between like best game and best game direction? Because there's another one that's art direction. There's
Yeah.
another one that's
Yeah. So the Game Awards description for this is awarded to a game studio for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. So it really is still very much like
it's basically game, of the year
again.
too.
Yeah. So what do you think about this one? I could tell you mine first if you want me to.
Go for it.
So my prediction for this is going to be Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Got it.
Because for this new Zelda, they really took it in a completely different direction and it was executed so well.
Yeah.
That's my prediction for this.
Sounds I can surmise from your tone that you have a different personal pick. What would
So
that
my
be?
personal pick is Resident Evil 7
Ah.
Biohazard. Because this was the first big, quote unquote, AAA title to be inside virtual reality.
Yes.
And so that takes some pretty good
Yeah.
direction.
And I mean,
think.
especially for something that already is such a departure for Resident Evil, I feel like that I can feel that.
Yeah. I mean, on the one hand, we have a Zelda that is unlike any other Zelda that's before it. And kind of the same thing for this Resident Evil. It's all in first person when it hasn't been that way before. The scale of it is pretty small, which I
Yeah.
guess is similar to some of the earlier ones. It's in one house with 3-ish villains. And then it's kind of the direction, at least of the villains, they're all very different in the way that they interact with you in some really surprising ways that are not, it's not like just fighting zombies all the time. You know, there's some different
it seems
AI
much
elements
more much more at home with the horror genre than the other more action oriented REs.
And it's also excellent. So that's my prediction and pick. What about you, Carter?
I'm going to say, see, a lot of these, I feel like Horizon and Breath of the Wild are way up there for me because I loved Horizon. It was like, it was really surpassed my expectation. It was a really great game. And I also just feel like it had a very unique style. And I would use the term direction as opposed to an art style because it wasn't like an artistic thing. It was just like you're in like a post-apocalyptic world with robot dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And I mean, that sentence for me is enough for that to be a personal pick for me.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Prediction. I would put it between Breath of the Wild and Horizon. Probably Breath of the Wild.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what I'm going to go with.
Yeah. I could also see Horizon Zero Dawn just because people seem to love that.
Yeah, it'll definitely snag a few tonight.
Yeah.
All right, what's next?
Best narrative for outstanding storytelling and narrative development in a game. So we have What Remains of Edith Finch. We have Nier Automata. We have Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice. We have Wolfenstein 2. We have Horizon Zero Dawn. Now, as far as my prediction for this, I think Horizon Zero Dawn for sure. I do not personally know what happens in that. I only got to a certain point. So the only one here...
Have you finished Wolfenstein?
No, I have not.
Because here's the thing. I had actually had my personal prediction being Horizon or no, not my personal prediction. I had my personal pick as Horizon and my prediction from what I've heard a lot of hubbub about Wolfenstein's story being really great. And I think that, oh no, it's not.
I think I'm an outlier.
Yeah.
I don't love it. I don't think it. I think it's very like we're gonna crank it to 11 on this whole punching Nazis thing, which like on a like good just base level feeling, that's a good way to go, especially in our climate if that's how people are feeling. But it also still comes across to me as just like a schlocky. Yeah. We're gonna really hit you with these like shock value moments, and we're gonna string those together more than it feels like a good.
Well, then I strongly predict Horizon.
Yeah, okay.
No, but for real, especially personally, that game like scratched an itch that I had for a long time of a single player game with like a really great story that I felt like I hadn't gotten in a long time. And Aloy is such a strong character that I definitely am going to go with that one.
Yeah, I'll tell you that I was really enjoying the meta world narrative of like how did the world get to this point. I really was enjoying that, and I liked Aloy as a character. I fell off a lot. I quit playing it.
About as much as you can fall off.
I fall off to the lowest extreme with just the focus on the story of the personal politics of everyone happening.
Yeah, I can see that.
I could not keep going with that. But so really the only one here that I feel passionate about is Nier. I have not played enough of it to see some of the places that this game goes. I've heard about some of the places that it goes and some of the things that it does, and that's really exciting. Yeah. But I've also just been impressed so far with what I've seen. I'm about 7 or 8 hours in, which I think is close to the end of the first playthrough. Okay. Because you got to play through this thing like 5 times. And I'm already really enjoying what I'm seeing there. It's a lot of... I mean, I really get into like what's the nature of being alive and being human. Yeah. Especially when it comes to androids and AI and things like that. And it does that. And I was a little worried that it was just going to do the basic level of that. But it's already starting to put things like, what does it mean to have gender as a robot? What does it mean to create life as a robot? Things like that, just taking it to an extra level even already. So that's, for me, my personal pick. All right. I think it'll be Horizon.
All right. Well, we'll see.
Yeah. Okay, best art direction. To me, this is not close.
No.
This is Cuphead.
Cuphead. Yeah. Any day. That was one of the easiest categories for me, for sure. Yeah.
That's my personal end prediction.
Yes.
I mean, they drew everything with their little hands. Maybe they have big hands too.
No, I actually heard all little hands.
All little tiny hands.
That was the only criteria for hiring the dev team.
Yeah.
Yep, little hands. Don't even need to know how to draw.
Wow. Well, they did it. So anyways, best art direction. Thanks, Cuphead. Best score and music. This is actually the toughest category.
I was going to say that because we have Zelda, Cuphead, I've heard Nier has a great soundtrack,
does.
and I've actually heard that like one thing that gives that specific edge is it's kind of integrated into the gameplay a little bit to where like a first hit will like trigger something. But then Mario's got that banger.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah, I know. So it's the toughest category as far as competition.
Definitely.
For me, personal winner, it's not close at all. It's
Really?
Persona 5.
Oh, okay.
It's Persona 5.
See, I haven't spent enough time listening to that.
So wildly not even close to me from all these others.
Yeah.
Like I've heard music from all the rest of these games.
Yeah.
Cuphead's music is fantastic. It's this nice old jazzy stuff that goes really well with the game. Nier's soundtrack is really meditative, but also it rises and flows with the action in a really cool way.
Yeah.
The Zelda soundtrack is probably my number 2.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of these old classic Zelda themes and makes it
Yeah. That's what I loved about it.
Good. Yeah. Odyssey, obviously, has some good music from world to world, and then it has that incredible, I don't remember the name of the song, but the new Donk City song is great.
Yeah.
Persona 5, literally every single day there's a song from Persona 5 in my head.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It is just
awesome.
this awesome, like jazzy, poppy, funky soundtrack that is just incredible, and it just kind of goes all over the spectrum as far as some more mellow songs, some really energizing let's beat this boss to just like cruising around Tokyo soundtrack. I have a lot more to say and maybe even listen to for about Persona 5. So that's where I'm coming from.
Yeah, I think my personal would probably be Zelda, just because I love that they went with the music was also a departure for the series, because it was like this piano based kind of like more ambient thing that I really, really loved, but they're also incorporating old themes, which is awesome. I think I'm going to go with that for my prediction as well, just because I don't know, I just think Zelda's going to sweep tonight, but
I think you're right. And I forgot to say my prediction because I was just so in love with Persona, but I think it may be Nier.
Really?
Yeah, but it should be Persona 5.
Well, I guess we'll see.
Yeah. Let's talk about best VR and AR game.
Let's do it.
So my prediction for this is going to be Super Hot VR, because Super Hot VR is very cool. It makes you feel like every single action star that has ever existed in any movie, and is a blast.
Yes.
My personal pick, however, is Resident Evil 7.
Oh, of course.
Yes.
I should have known. Yeah, that's probably I'm probably gonna put Super Hot for both of those, just because I have not played Resident Evil 7.
Right.
But
you should.
We could probably say with pretty with confidence that Super Hot will take that one.
I'm absolutely confident that that's what's going to take it, but I still think Resident Evil 7 needs some love.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I feel like Resident Evil 7 will pick up something.
Hopefully.
Right?
I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Maybe best game direction. I don't know. But we'll see. Best action game, to me, this is Cuphead. All the way around.
Okay, hit me with the nominations.
Prey, Neo, Destiny 2, Cuphead, Wolfenstein 2.
See, I have not played Neo, but I've heard people loving it.
It's true.
And I could see either that or Cuphead taking it, especially because I feel like Neo kind of represents that genre a little bit better.
Yeah.
Because Cuphead is so platform heavy.
Yeah.
But I could see either one of those taking it for sure.
So, yeah, personal pick is Cuphead. I think it is the tightest feeling platformer, even more so than Mario Odyssey in some ways.
Yeah.
And it nails that balance of difficulty and achievement.
Yeah.
It's really tough, but then it's
real
attainable, and you learn more and you get better. What I think will win is Wolfenstein 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah, even though it should not.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah. Best action adventure game, those are Uncharted, The Lost Legacy, Assassin's Creed Origins, Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, Super Mario Odyssey, Horizon Zero Dawn.
I feel like for this one, this is kind of along the lines of the last category, that I feel like Breath of the Wild is obviously fantastic and great. My personal pick would also be Horizon for this one, because I feel like it is more representative of the action adventure genre.
Interesting.
It's so action heavy. It's so like the combat is much more intense and involved. And because Breath of the Wild, what made it great although the action was great, that's
Mhm.
not what you think of when you think of Breath of the Wild. You think of the exploration and the
Yeah.
world and stuff like that. And even though Breath of the Wild is a better game, and I guess you could say a better action adventure game, I think Horizon should and maybe will take it.
Yeah. That's a really good perspective. I
Mhm.
had not really thought about it that way. I did enjoy the combat of Horizon until it didn't.
Yeah.
But for me, I was kind of cheesing it. Like I was really just abusing that stealth mechanic.
Yeah, yeah.
And that just kind of got old for me after
Yeah.
a while. And I felt kind of weird about
Yeah.
that. But for me, this is 100% Breath of the Wild just because it nails the adventure part of this.
Yes,
I mean,
absolutely.
in a way that I have not
Yes.
experienced in any game before. Just the joy of exploring and making my own map and finding out what this world had to offer. That just is one of the best adventure experiences I've ever had in a game.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why it even carries that for me. The action's great. I mean, obviously the weapon breaking stuff is kind of annoying at first.
Sure.
And, you don't necessarily think of that as an action first.
Yeah.
Certainly. But the adventure part of it is what carries this for me.
Well, that'll be an interesting one to see, I think.
Yeah, this is the toughest category for me to predict because I've heard enough buzz about Assassin's Creed that could maybe also take it.
That's true.
So I think at the end of the day, if I have forced to make a prediction, I'm predicting Zelda because, like you said, I think it may sweep tonight.
Yeah,
But
you're right.
I think it's either going to be that's going to sweep or Horizon's going to sweep. That's the biggest question I have.
Yeah.
Let's briefly touch on best role-playing game. It's Persona 5.
Yeah. Wow, great prediction. Great personal pick.
Woohoo! The other nominees are South Park, The Fractured Butthole,
Ooh.
Final Fantasy 15, which came out last year. I don't understand.
I when I saw that, I Googled it. I was like, that was not this year, right?
Yeah, it came out right after the Game Awards last year, so I think that's probably why they're trying to sneak it in here.
Yeah,
but
whatever.
Yeah. I've heard that Divinity Original Sin 2 is very good,
I have also heard
but
the same.
I played it.
Nope.
Nier to me feels more like an action game with light RPG elements.
Yeah.
Something that you kind of just snuck it in here.
Yeah.
Persona 5, however, is the best RPG this year. It has 80 to 100 of very good hours of gameplay, depending on what you want to do. It has some of the best mechanics in the series, which, like, mechanics is always one of those buzzwords. It's like, okay, sure, but what does that really mean? It has interesting aspects of entering combat. So, like, you can just run into people and then you start a fight, or you can sneak up on them, jump on them, rip off their mask, which is like kind of their face. Then they transform. That gives you a little bit of an advantage in the fight. Even something that simple that changes up their standard, just run into an enemy, it makes it that much more interesting.
Yeah.
It has an incredible story, really great characters that you can really get invested in. As far as they all have different personalities, not always the best writing, but they're really charming.
Yeah.
So that's for a lot of reasons. I could talk way more than we have time for about that, but that's what I think, and I hope it wins that.
Yeah. All right.
Best multiplayer. I predict that this will be PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say about that. Most anticipated game presented by McCafe, which I did not know until just now. That's what that was.
Oh man, I feel like so I my prediction and personal are probably different. I'm predicting Last of Us 2 just because it's Last of Us 2. And that's always created the biggest buzz with revealing the least amount of stuff. My personal is going to be probably a tie between God of War and Spider-Man, just because I'm very excited. Like, both of those are two properties that I'm just so in love with, and I'm really, really, really excited for. And because Last of Us 2, I love Last of Us 2, but the other two are a little more in my genre. So
I really had to think about this for me personally, because all of these I'm excited for. For a long time, it was God of War because I love that series and I really enjoy what looks like to be a pretty cool shift in tone for this. But I think at the end of the day, Last of Us 2 is my personally most anticipated game just because I love the first one so much. And I'm so interested to see where they're going to take the story in a way that I wasn't expecting a sequel. Like, most of us weren't expecting a sequel.
Yeah.
That first game ended so perfectly.
So
now how are they going to do that? But Naughty Dog makes great games, so that's my most anticipated. Right? I think it may also take the award. My personal and my prediction.
Awesome.
Best independent
Cuphead.
game. Best independent game. Cuphead.
Hey.
Best independent game is hopefully it's Cuphead because they drew everything with very small hands.
I mean,
and it's a very good
know.
game. Yeah.
And not only was that the criteria for the dev team, that's the criteria for awards. Is like you look at the list of nominees, which one was drawn with the smallest hands? Cuphead.
Mm-hmm. That's absolutely the winner.
And so I think what we should do is next year we should try to top Cuphead by getting a dev team of like children.
Tell me more about this idea.
You know what? I'm gonna not, because it sounds dangerously close to like some child labor stuff that we don't really want to touch right now. So
not with any size hands.
No.
Yeah. Best student game. Haven't played any of these. That's cool, I guess, for them, and they get to have it
great
be
for the
on TV,
students.
sort of.
Mm-hmm.
Trending gamer. I don't really know any of them.
I know one of them,
Okay.
and I think she's gonna win.
Andrea Renee, yeah, I know who she is. I know that she's been on a lot of Codify stuff, and they generally rally. But I've also heard really cool stuff about Steven Spawn, and I tried to look into Able Gamers a little bit the other day
Yeah, I've
to
heard
see
a
what
little
they
bit.
were doing. I think was a charity at some point, but also I think it's just a network to connect gamers with disabilities together. And so I understand that he's had a big part in
Yeah,
that.
it sounds
So,
super awesome.
yeah, I think that's really cool. I think it will probably be between those two.
Yeah.
My guess is, though, that the Kind of Funny Best Friends will have rocked the vote.
Yeah, that's true.
So, okay, that's it. We kind of went through a lot of them. However, we do have one more remaining, and that is Game of the Year. Those nominees are The Legend of Zelda Breath, Super Mario Odyssey, PlayerUnknown's PUBG, Persona 5.
Oh, that's PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Plunk Bat.
Mm-hmm.
Horizon Zero Dawn. So, Card, do you want to start this one?
Okay, here's my question. Are your prediction and your personal the same, or are they different? They're different. Okay.
They are not the same. They are different.
Okay. My prediction is Wild.
Yes.
Man, I just think it's part of it is because I think it will be, just because that's the game that everyone has been raving about. I personally think it's the best game of the year, but also because I want it to be, just because Nintendo has had such a great year with Zelda and Mario, and I just think this would really top it off, and I think they deserve it and needs to.
Yeah.
That's my personal prediction.
Yeah.
I won't go into my personal pick yet.
Okay. Yeah. So I would love for all of that to be true. I think that hopefully we can get this Nintendo crescendo tonight. My prediction is PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Think so?
Just because that has really struck a fire in this industry this year, and it has already caused a copycat, and it just really took the industry by storm. And I think the fact that it's only in like one or two other categories, and then it's in this one, kind of says a lot.
That's true.
I know they're going to be announcing stuff for it tonight.
New map tonight. Yeah. Are you ready for your personal pick? I think we should say them both at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
Say
Let's
each of our
down.
personal pick at the same time on 3. Okay, ready?
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Mega Battle. Oh wait, no, that's not a nominee, is it?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, no, mine is also Breath of the Wild.
Okay, yeah. I think that is not my personal game of the year. It is almost my personal game of the year. We may talk about that at a later date.
Fair enough.
But in this category, it is absolutely Breath of the Wild. This was, as a Zelda already fanboy, I was a little concerned because it was going to be so different. But then you get in, and within the first 4 minutes, you step out of your first chamber, and then you take that overlook of Hyrule, and the music starts swelling, and I got chill bumps and knew, okay, we're really doing some things here.
Yeah.
And then for it to just completely reinvigorate the series with a brand new map, a brand new way to approach the game, the fact that it's more non-linear, just the way the story is told through the memories and through the dungeons, and then just that final when you're really ready to charge Ganon's castle.
Oh man,
just is one of the coolest moments I've had in a game ever.
I was super skeptical about this game because I was like, I don't know if Zelda fits with the open world thing, because like my experience of open world with like, the Skyrims and that kind of thing, I was like, Zelda's too cartoony and it's too, I don't know. It's too cartoony for an open world game. But what I ended up feeling personally was that is what elevated it above other open world games, because in a game like Skyrim, there's mountains and there's, realistic kind of landscapes. But then in Zelda, you look at your map and you're like, this mountain is shaped like a spiral and it has a star-shaped lake at the top. I know that there's going to be something amazing up there.
Yeah.
And it's going to be awesome. I'm not going to have seen it before. And then I get up there and there's a giant dragon or something like that. And I feel like that is, in every element, in the cooking and like all the little tiny details, I feel like that Zelda-ness is what made it a different open world game than any other that I've played.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. Like it pays off every time when it's like, oh, there may be something cool over there. There is every time, and that is unreal for how big the map is. For it to be that interesting everywhere is just it honestly ruined Horizon for me. I got those and played those at the same time.
Yeah, I'm thankful that Horizon came out right before Zelda, because I was able to finish that, because I know when I finished Horizon, I was like, I want to keep playing this. But then Zelda came out and I have not played Horizon since.
Yeah, same. So. That's not true. I played it a little bit and realized, oh no.
All right, well.
Oh no. All right, so those are our predictions and personal picks for the Game Awards. I think we're going to hop off real quick and go watch those, and then we will be back for the rest of the episode. So stay tuned.
3 hours later.
Welcome back,
Carter.
Wow.
Carter.
What a way to kick things off with a Hubworld marathon.
Carter.
Yes, Daniel.
It's been 7 days. The Game Awards were on for 7 days.
Water.
I literally...
I need water.
That was not a prop cough. I actually had to cough.
So that was a legitimately 3-hour-long Game Awards show. It was not a bad show. There were great things. It was just...
There was too much of the Game Awards.
Too much of the awards
There
and
were
the games.
way too much of the Game Awards. It did not need to be that long.
And then too much of things that had nothing to do with Game Awards.
Oh, yeah. Like the 17 eBay commercials, the Jumanji
That's what I
promo.
come to the Game Awards for.
Yeah,
is some
definitely.
good Jumanji action.
I definitely want to get flipped off by The Rock when I'm just chilling.
Man, I mean, I have to say, I love that it was more game announcements, more information. That was great. Just trim some of the rest of it and
yeah, it did not need to be an entire week long.
Yeah. But that's okay. That's okay. We still enjoyed ourselves for the most part.
Yeah.
And I do love a time that after all the generally negative response to most things in video games all the time, that we do get to celebrate some of it. That
is true. Yeah, it was a nice time of celebration for this thing that a lot of us love that gets looked down on and trivialized a lot. So in that aspect, it is cool.
That's right. And you might be thinking, hey, y'all just talked for 30 minutes about your predictions. Well, we're going to blaze through
we are.
in about 5 minutes.
Yep.
There was some good stuff, though. So I would say my top moment was that Zelda DLC trailer.
Absolutely also my top moment.
Link Wild Hog action was pretty amazing. And it being released out tonight. As soon as this podcast is over, I'm going to go to bed, and then tomorrow I will. But tomorrow's going to be great.
You would never imagine that Link would be driving a motorcycle on a hill in a Zelda game, but hey.
Honestly, I think if the original Zelda game had just been that, I would have been fine.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Forza of the Wild. No, but that was pretty awesome. We also got some pretty big announcements. We got a new Soul Calibur game, a new Bayonetta game, some cool smaller games like In the Valley of Gods, which was a super cool looking game from
Campo Santo. Yeah, the people
coming
who made
in 2019, which is a little ways away. That looked really interesting. Vacation Simulator looked pretty dang awesome. I was really looking forward to whatever Alchemy Labs had to show. Death Stranding was a hot number 2.
Real quick, speaking of hot number 2, we went inside Norman Reedus's body in the trailer, and there was a little baby inside of it.
Why wouldn't there be?
Because here's the thing, right? when I see anything about Death Stranding, I too want to say, please, Hideo Kojima, put your baby inside of my stomach so I can digest it for all of its golden
Well, Daniel,
worth.
you finally got what you wanted.
Absolutely.
I feel like he is making this game up as he goes.
Uh-huh.
I feel like these like if you could animate CGI in real time,
Yeah.
and just think of the first thing that came to your messed up head, this is what it would look like. And I'm
Yeah.
not complaining, but
It's absolutely wild and crazy.
I don't know what it is.
No.
Nobody knows what it is. I don't think
Nobody.
Hideo Kojima knows what it is. But I'm very much looking forward to it.
Yeah. Again, one more time, just want to tell you, we went inside Norman Reedus's body. There was a baby in it that gave us a thumbs up.
If you get nothing else from this episode, just remember that. That will be the title of this episode.
Yeah.
Hubworld episode 1, we go inside Norman Reedus's body.
That's absolutely it. So now you know why.
Wow. As for awards, I feel like the majority of our predictions were pretty accurate. We did end up with Breath of the Wild as Game of the Year, which was a well-deserved win for Nintendo's amazing comeback of the year.
Yeah. The Nintendo crescendo, baby.
That's right. We got best score went to Nier Automata.
The best music went to not Persona 5, which means
Daniel,
the
poor
entire
buddy.
3-hour and 7-day show was actually all for naught.
How you holding up, buddy?
I'm not really.
Holding up, champ.
I've just kind of got nothing but some old skin and bones and Norman Reedus, baby, holding my body together at this point in time.
Well, that's okay. I mean, let's see. Cuphead picked up at least 2,
Yeah,
right? Best
Cuphead.
art direction, best indie game.
Yeah, and maybe another one in there somewhere.
Yeah. Wolfenstein getting action game was a little weird.
Yeah, well, again, and you'll hear me talk about this other times, but action is the worst part of that game.
Yeah.
So
That's a bummer.
it was kind of, definitely a bummer. But that's
I'm
fine.
sure you were happy about Resident Evil getting best VR game.
Yes,
that was pretty great.
That was the next announcement after Persona did not win Best Music. So
Right.
it was like, oh, well, at least there's like a little tiny bit of justice left in this cruel world that we live in. But yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like everything else was pretty spot on.
Yeah. So hopefully
Happy Game Awards,
Happy
everybody.
Game Awards. Next time.
We watch them so you don't have to.
Yeah. But really, don't spend a week on your life watching
That's
the
right.
show like we did.
It was a great time, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good on you, video games. And the real winner of 2017 are the gamers. Well, we're coming to an end of this marathon of a day. It's been a doozy.
Yeah.
We've got a lot to look forward to the next week. We've got PSX coming up where we'll hear about some dreams, some Ghost of Tsushima, maybe some other stuff.
Yeah.
But thank you all for joining us.
Yes.
It's been a real pleasure.
If you want to follow us and keep up with us and know what's happening with the show, you can follow us on Twitter at HubworldCast. That is at HubworldCast.
You can also like us on Facebook.
Yeah, like us on Facebook. And how does the SoundCloud work?
Well, if you're listening to this, you figured
did
it out.
That's true.
You will be able to find soundcloud.com/hubworld and be able to listen to all our episodes. And then shortly after, be able to listen to them on iTunes.
Yeah, so we will have episodes hopefully up every Friday. That is our plan.
That's the plan.
We've got some plans to plan about episode topics and such. So
Until next time, it's dangerous to go alone.
take us.